the new generation of champion by taking on the biggest name, the former pound for pound in the division.
Islam Makhachev faces Della Maddalena in a fight that has fans and experts divided. Analysts point to Makhachev's wrestling against JDM's striking power, creating a matchup that could define both fighters' paths in the UFC. Adding on, Islam Makhachev has been preparing differently for his fight with Della Maddalena. Instead of focusing only on cutting weight, he's working on adding size and strength. Makhachev shared that the process has been tough, as his body isn't used to bulking. He explained that the goal isn't just gaining weight, but building real muscle to match JDM's physical power.
It's not easy, man. All my life I cut weight, but now when I want to be big, my weight stays same position, you know. I try to lift more. We do some program and like slowly we bring some maybe 2 kg right now. It's very hard, you know, but I don't want to be big by food, you know, eating and not training. I want to be with like muscles, you know. I want to training, do like a right lifting program and bring some muscle.
Furthermore, Islam Makhachev's coach, Javier Mendez, has also shared his thoughts on how camp is going. He mentioned seeing big improvements in Islam's size and conditioning, pointing out the dedication shown during training. Mendez highlighted that Islam doesn't need extra motivation, only direction, and he follows through. He compared him to Khabib, noting their differences while praising Islam's progress and unique approach.
Over a month ago, he looked very big. Very fit, very strong, and I really liked that. And I saw some of the training videos of him running up the hill with the vest and stuff, so right on track. Islam has always been, you know, the kind of fighter that you just wind them up, tell them what to do, and let them go. And that's exactly what's happening here. You know, he does his own. You don't need to motivate him. You just need to tell him what you want, and he'll go out and do it. I'm very happy to see the progress he's making, because I do see it, you know, and you know, he's a different kind of guy. As you notice, him and Khabib, they're different. Islam isn't Khabib, Khabib isn't Islam. So a lot of the characteristics of what they do or what they don't do, they're different, but they're also very funny in their own way. Islam's got some really funny sayings that really catch on, you know, but they're different approach. They're not the same kind of approach.
Meanwhile, discussing Makhachev's progress, Javier also emphasized the physical strength he brings to training. He explained that among all the lightweights he has coached, Islam stands out as the strongest. According to Mendez, this strength gives him an edge when facing larger opponents, making him confident that Makhachev can handle the physical challenges Della Maddalena may present inside the octagon.
Yes, he's super strong. Out of all my lightweights, he is the strongest one out of all of them. I don't recall one lightweight stronger than him, not even close. He's the strongest. So out of everybody I have, he's the guy that has the best opportunity to be able to handle the strength of the bigger guys.
Adding on, Islam's teammate, Usman Nurmagomedov, also shared his view on the matchup. Training closely with him, Usman believes the game plan is no secret, yet still highly effective. He explained that opponents know Makhachev's style, but few can stop it once the pressure builds. Confident in Islam's abilities, Usman predicted that the fight against Della Maddalena would likely end with a clear finish.
They're gonna take him down, make him tired, and win this fight. This is like all people know what we're gonna do, but they can do nothing with it.
Moving on, recent training clips have focused on Islam Makhachev's grappling at welterweight. Even with the added size, he looks strong and comfortable during drills. Coaches say his balance and control remain sharp, proving that his wrestling is still a big weapon. These sessions suggest that moving up in weight hasn't slowed him down, and his grappling could play a key role against JDM.
Поспешил за съемками, Джамблат.
Furthermore, experts have also analyzed how Islam Makhachev's striking style compares to Della Maddalena's. While Makhachev is fundamentally sound and technically precise, some see his style as more predictable. Din Thomas weighed in, noting that JDM's unpredictable, aggressive approach could create openings, and that much of this fight is about strategy, timing, and confidence, not just pure power inside the octagon. He said, "I don't necessarily agree with him on this, but I understand what he's trying to say. I think that because Islam Makhachev Makhachev's striking style is a little more predictable. He's a little bit more fundamentally sound than Belal. Further, he added, so Belal's a little bit more wild makes him a little bit more unpredictable. So I think the fact that Islam is a little more predictable might make it easier to see punches coming from him and to defend punches. Thomas also emphasized the mental aspect of the fight. JDM is working to challenge Makhachev's confidence, knowing it's not only physical skill that matters. By trying to get into Islam's mind, he hopes to disrupt his usual assuredness. This makes the upcoming fight not just a test of strength and technique, but also of mental resilience and strategy execution. He said, well, it's just something that he's experienced before. But Jack Della even said he thought that Vog beat him in Perth, Western Australia in the first fight. I don't agree, but I got to tell you this, Jack Della Maddalena is doing what he needs to do to not only give himself confidence, but really try to poke away at the confidence of Makhachev. He further added, Makhachev feels like he's the best fighter in the world. He was proving that as the more powerful power, but Jack Della is doing what he feels he needs to kind of try to get into the mind, because it's not just about the fight. There is so much that goes into not only preparation and getting ready for a fight, but also poking and prodding at guys. Furthermore, the outcome of Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena has caught the attention of top UFC fighters, as it could determine the next big name in the division. Kamaru Usman shared his thoughts, saying the winner would be the logical choice to face him. He explained that whether JDM or Makhachev wins, challenging the victor would prove who belongs at the top, while he remains confident in his own skills.
If JDM defends and wins defends that title against Islam, who better than to say, okay, let's solidify him as the new generation of champion by taking on the biggest name, the former pound for pound in the division? Of course, me. And listen, and then of course, if Islam wins, pound for pound versus pound for pound fighting, I mean, I'm not really worried here. You know, I've done my job to let them know, because they wanted to see, hey, are you still that guy? Can you still hang with these guys? Can you still do your thing? And I've done that. I went in and I've showed them that, so I'm not worried.
Adding on, Islam Makhachev's striking has developed into a major strength, adding to his grappling skills. Javier Mendez notes that he can attack with punches, kicks, knees, and elbows from different angles. This makes him unpredictable and dangerous, forcing opponents to respect his stand-up game. Preparing for Islam now requires attention not only to his wrestling, but also to his powerful, versatile striking.
His striking is very, very good. It's very diverse, and he's very powerful with every strike. I mean, he can hurt you with anything. He can hurt you with a kick, a knee, left hook, right hand, right uppercut, left hook, you name it. The guy's got the total arsenal to be able to put you down. So I am definitely fully aware of what he can do, and also the longer it stands.
Mendez pointed out that longer fights increase risk for both fighters because Islam's precision and volume create constant pressure. He can change striking styles mid-fight, making it hard for opponents to predict or defend. This flexibility allows Makhachev to control the pace, forcing mistakes and opening opportunities to land significant strikes while keeping opponents off balance.
There's always a good chance he's going to get hit, we're going to get hit. So the longer it stands, the worse it can get for somebody. At some point or another, guys like this, they're both volume kind of, precision strikers. So, we just have to make sure that he doesn't land any of the bombs, and it could happen because of the way he does it. He's not a one type guy. He's a 1, 2, 3, 4 type, then rechambers and comes back again, and he'll switch his style. While he's punching you, he's switching. So you're going from orthodox to southpaw, back to orthodox, all ball striking, and that's extremely impressive. Very, very impressive. I'm extremely impressed with them, and obviously, when I say I'm extremely impressed by them, that means I better work even harder, because we actually have a real opponent, and we have to make sure we get everything right, because this is the individual that can make our night a very bad night if we don't do our homework. And I'm definitely doing my homework. I'm watching him. I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually watching the video.
Furthermore, Dustin Poirier analyzed the upcoming fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, focusing on the challenges each fighter brings. He highlighted that JDM's size and boxing could cause problems if he defends takedowns effectively. Poirier explained that Islam's awkward striking forces opponents to adapt, changing how they attack. His insights give a clear look at the tactical battle expected inside the octagon.
Do you think he beats Jack?
If Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But his striking's, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. Well, for me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. I think the first 2 rounds will tell us how this fight's going to go.
Adding on, Eugene Behrman shared his insight on the upcoming fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He emphasized that while Islam is a dominant wrestler, there are ways to challenge him. Behrman explained that previous fighters have exposed certain patterns in Islam's game, which gives Jack a blueprint to identify weaknesses and exploit opportunities during the fight.
I mean, I was obviously backing Jack. Like Jack's, he's one of the boys from our neighborhood, so he's from our side of the world. And look, Islam, there's a blueprint for beating Islam. He's been knocked out before, and Volk's beaten him already. You know what I'm saying? People are going to come in the comments about that. But yeah, there's a bit of a blueprint out there. Look, if you can, obviously it's a difficult thing to counter the wrestling, but Islam, you'll find holes. What you have to do with Islam is you have to get him. He's very good at throwing one shot. He can pick you off and throw one shot very well.
Behrman detailed how Jack can exploit Islam's striking. He explained that Islam excels at landing single punches, but pressure and combinations create openings. By forcing Islam to throw 2 or 3 punches in succession, Jack can identify and attack weaknesses. This insight shows that while Islam is skilled, strategic pressure and timing could tip the fight in Jack's favor.
You need to put Islam in a position where he has to fight to win the round, and that means he has to put 2 and 3 punches together. His vulnerabilities come when he has to fight with you and put 2 or 3 punches together. That's when the holes start appearing, and that's because you're a wrestler. Like at a high level, the holes start really appearing when there's a lot of pressure, and you have to put 2 or 3 punches together to hang with the other person. And that's where Jack will find the vulnerabilities, but they know that, bro. They're a very smart team, and it's a very interesting fight. It's massively underrated, and like any good coach has to look at the subtleties that goes on, and man, Jack's got some very unique stuff that he does, and you've got to do something against Islam, against an opponent of that caliber. You've got to come up with something a little bit off the cuff, a little bit out of the box, and Jack's the perfect guy to do that. So I don't know. I'm obviously supporting Jack, and I'm obviously very aware of Islam's vulnerabilities, and I think he's the guy that could maybe take advantage of some of those.
Moving on, Robert Whittaker shared his prediction for the UFC 322 fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He highlighted Jack's determination and ability to handle takedowns while posing a serious striking threat. Whittaker explained that JDM's size, reach, and confidence give him unique tools to challenge Islam, making the first rounds crucial for setting the tone and identifying how the fight may unfold.
I'm going to go Jack. I think Jack has that X factor. I think he has the gut, the grit, the determination to fight the takedowns, to fight the ground, the takedown attacks that Islam is going to go for. And I think in a striking fight, straight up, Jack is better. I think he wins in the hands. Yeah. I think Jack's got the better game to strike over 5 rounds than Islam does as well, especially if Islam is trying to go for takedowns during the fight. I think, and this is people sleep on Jack's grappling game. They sleep on his jiu-jitsu. I don't think Islam is going to be as like gun-ho with the takedowns as everybody believes, because Jack has that level of offense off his back.
Whittaker also analyzed the tactical battle between the fighters. He noted that JDM's grappling is underrated and could neutralize some of Islam's wrestling advantage. At the same time, he pointed out that both fighters have strengths, but Jack's reach, striking volume, and ability to fight off his back make him a dangerous opponent. This suggests a dynamic fight where adjustments will matter in real time.
From the things that I remember seeing in the Volk fight, their first pairing, I just see I see the fight potentially going that way, but I think Jack's in a better position to take advantage of the things that Volk couldn't. I think he's got better hands, especially over 5 rounds with the longer arms and the reach, especially considering Islam's going to be trying to close that distance to get closer. Jack's tight fighting is so high level. Honestly, skill-wise, I think they both have their strengths. I don't think either one of them is overly superior in any which way. Like, yes, Islam would be a better wrestler, but Jack has the grappling to kind of threaten that. Not to mention, I think he's got the type boxing to make him pay for anything he doesn't pull off well.
Whitaker emphasized that the fight could hinge on Islam's kicks versus Jack's striking defense. He noted that Islam has more to lose as the rising star, while JDM enters with nothing to lose. The balance of risk and strategy makes this matchup highly unpredictable, with both fighters needing to execute their game plans perfectly to secure a win in this high-stakes battle.
I do think Islam has got the kick superiority, and if Jack doesn't address that, which he hasn't in a lot of his fights, the kicks, he's going to get kicked a lot, okay? Islam likes throwing kicks. He used that very well against Volk as well. I think that's going to be a game plan of Islam, is try and wear him down with those kicks, take a takedown when they see him, but I can see him really going heavy in the kicks. External factors aside as well, Jack has nothing to lose.
No, he doesn't.
You know what I mean? As well. And I think Islam's got everything to lose. He's the hottest prospect right now in MMA.
Meanwhile, Ariel Helwani and the boys discussed how Islam Makhachev's champion status adds significance to his fight with JDM. They noted that stripping a champion lowers the stakes, while keeping the belt makes the matchup more meaningful. Being a reigning champion gives Makhachev credibility and raises expectations. This context sets the stage for understanding why fans see this as a true champ versus champ fight.
Once Islam Makhachev got stripped, I knew that this was the future.
Oh, imagine Islam versus JDM was champ versus champ.
Yes.
This there is no Ilya, right?
If anybody deserved it, it was Islam. Islam is a long reigning champion, the pound for pound #1. And if this guy gets stripped, then double champ is done. There is no more of that. They will not stomach that anymore. And that's fine if that's their decision. I think it's stupid. I think it really hurts the whole reason we care about Zhang going up is because she's the champion. The whole reason we care about Islam going to face JDM is because he's the champion and did not lose that belt. I think it's silly. I think it's stupid.
God, and you talk about a promotional tool. A double champion is a quick way to build a superstar.
I mean, it's obvious. They're just afraid of the leverage that it gives the double champion, and they can't have that back again. Like the Conor McGregor thing that kicked off. They do not want to ever live in that world again, and that's their prerogative.
That being said, what a freaking card.
Great card, great fight.
I mean, way better than last year's card. Last year had the weird John Jones Stipe. It had, Charles versus Chan. Like, this is two. I mean, you can't get any better than these two. JDM versus Islam is unbelievable.
The analysis from top UFC experts shows that Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena is a fight defined by strategy, skill, and adaptability. Makhachev's wrestling and precise striking clash with JDM's power, unpredictability, and grappling defense. Every round will be a tactical battle, where timing, pressure, and mental toughness could determine the winner. This fight has the potential to reshape the lightweight division and reveal the next UFC star. Who do you think will come out on top in this matchup? Islam Makhachev with his grappling and experience, or Jack Della Maddalena with his striking and versatility? Comment your prediction below.